Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21 Career Mode, episode 41. And we are at the Tour de Suisse. We're on stage 3. Stage 2 is the sprint stage. There's one more sprint stage. It's the final one, stage 8 out of 8. But between stages 3 and 7, it's all action. Now, the easiest of the stages is this one. I don't expect there to be any fireworks here. But to prevent fireworks, breakaway was starting to get a pretty sizable gap. We lead the race overall after a miracle first stage where we claimed victory in the 18-kilometer team time trial, putting us in that driver's seat. And because we're in that driver's seat now, we're having to take control of the Peloton. And Luco has been out front for about 65 kilometers now. And I'm going to go ahead and send him back to get water and kind of take a break from that roll. The gap is just inside of 3 minutes. It was out at 6, so he slowly pulled them back all by himself. Those 3 riders, though, not that far away as we begin the first of the climbs on the day. And this is the one that's also right before the finish. You go over the top, you come down, and then you're going to go in the flat for a little bit on your way towards the finish line. We should see that here momentarily. There's that 1 kilometer banner. Okay, a little right, left kink, and then you cross the finish line. So that is, well, that, as they say. So Luco is now pretty dang tired. Go ahead and protect Martin Guerrero as best you can, and then let's set these guys up for the ride which is to come. You could definitely see that since the other team suddenly took over, the intensity has picked up quite a bit. Even Berlikov is feeling it slightly. This secondary climb we're going to do just twice. That first climb we do 3 times, secondary climb twice, as we are now in this final sequence loop where we're going to take 2.5 laps around. Over the top of that one, this is definitely the more intensive climb, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. Peloton is shrinking, though, down to 140 riders, roughly. Yo-yoing a little bit. Luco is actually recovering, so the chase really isn't much of a bother at the moment. 2 minutes to the front 3, except for now it's the front 2 as they've dropped one of their riders. And we pull back Perry, the Canadian. Now just 2 riders off front and down to 1.5 minutes as we close in on them. And we just caught our first glimpse of them as we go to head into circuit number 2. Preparing us for the run-in to come. And you can see blinking red at an 80. So a lot of tempo at the moment as that gap to the front riders has come down really quick. They've lost a full minute in the last 6 kilometers. So we're chasing very intently. Luco still hanging on, but only just. Gonzalez Albiol will kind of be the sacrificial lamb once Luco's been used up. We have a shot with some punchers in the group, and we have excellent race day condition. Part of that's a good draw. Part of that's that we have 3 guys on fitness peaks, including 1 on an objective, looking at a +3 every day. That's Berlikov. Berlikov has a shot at hanging on to something, as we have already brought in. Once we get over the top here, we'll have 1 circuit remaining. Excuse me, Jurcevic. Great for the punchy, but not a very good pure climber. You can see how far he drifted backwards in this one. And we're seeing a little gap potentially forming just in front of us, but it doesn't take. And he and Roman are going to be on their way back. Luco did get dropped. He's out. 125 left. There's that start-finish line. I'm not sure why Jurcevic is not trying to make his way back up through the field like he should be. Need to get back up there. Need to get back in contention because it's not long now till we're going to be seeing our way into that final sequence. We want our guys in position. 85 doesn't make much sense for Jurcevic. Gonzalez Albiol. Dang, he's done. He is done. This is some high tempo being set. Jurcevic Give me a little turn of pace. There you see him getting out of the saddle, going real fast there because, you know, he's a puncher. Roman also having an issue as we come down the descent, seeing a big old split. And you know what? That's okay. I'd rather see 32 riders and see a ton of people lose time. Let those two just sit on, recover. If it gets back up here, it gets back up here. But look at the number of Jumbo-Visma riders that have been caught out. Let them do the work. It does look like they're going to catch back up, though. With only two at the front for me, I don't have the firepower to keep pushing. We are seeing some push. There's clearly 4 or 5 riders there. That was for the sprint point. And we've kind of sat up. These guys not chasing very hard. I'd rather see 31 than 70, but I'll get 4 riders if it comes back together, so it's all good. We've nearly bridged that gap as we prepare for the final climb. Got to keep that in mind. We are coming up on it, so what's the tactic? What's the strategy? Now it's together. Okay. And it's 15K to go, so I would like to have Jurcevic leading things out, but he's not in a great position. Roman, meanwhile, though, looking similarly really good on the punchiness. But Martin Guerrero and Berlikov. Oh, gosh, look how good Berlikov looks. All right, well, then it's obvious what we do. Martin Guerrero's second, but it's a timing thing. I still want him to be an option. I'm going to give him just lead out early on for Berlikov, but we're going to switch those two at some point. No, wait. Martin Guerrero, stay right there. Jurcevic, ease your way forward. Roman, try to go with him. Just a little hill right here. We're seeing a little bit of an attack. We're going to need to respond, but there is already a response. Okay. Jurcevic, Roman's starting to come through. Now we can bring these guys on. And are we close enough? 11K? No, not yet. We will switch them just before that punchy final climb. Jurcevic gel. Let's get Roman's gel up. We're going to take over at the front, which means we're going to need Roman in just a second. Would have been nice to have Jurcevic for the climb to come, but it's okay. Down to 63 riders are getting dropped. They cannot keep up. 4K to go to the top. Now I think we can switch this up. You can go 99. We can set up Roman, watch from behind, make sure there's nobody looking to overtake. 1 rider coming forward. And let's go ahead and start our response. Roman taking over. Jurcevic just try to break toe for a second from anybody behind. And we're onto the climb. 95. 7K to go with a little bit of a descent. Martin Guerrero not keeping up as well, but Berlikov easily keeping up with him. 1K to go to the summit. Nobody able to overtake us here. Down to 43. Okay, accelerate.
The riders are entering the last 5 kilometers of the stage.
Down to 28. We split the field again. Down to 26. 3.5K to go. 2.5K to go. Coming off the left-hander. Roman is done, but Berlikov with 1.5K to go. Take over. Oh. He wasn't on 99. He was not on 99. That's unfortunate. He wasn't going to win a sprint anyway, but he would have had a better chance. I mean, there's sprinter at the front. Gourmet able to hang on. Strong enough climber. Berlikov grabs 6th on the stage. Martin Guerrero gets 8th on the stage. The main thing, though, is it's a very small group at the finish line, meaning a lot of guys are going to lose time. Roman right at the back of that thing. And that's it. There's your front group. There's your splits. 1.5-minute gap already to chase groups, meaning things are going to open up on the easiest stage. So that's a successful one. No, we don't grab time, but I'm not worried about that. I mean, you had Gaviria, you had Gourmet. That was not going to be a point where we were going to gain time via podium finish on the stage. That was all about not getting dropped. And Berlikov, even though we were at that 85 initially when it was his turn to take over and not 99, you could see the red bars down to virtually nothing anyway. So he gave what he had regardless. Martin Guerrero just hanging on, just an ounce of energy left in 8th place. Roman brought up the tail of that opening group. Those three are going to be in good shape still. Should be sitting 1, 2, 3, potentially, depending on time bonuses throughout the field. Gourmet certainly could have picked up some time bonuses, but I don't know where he would have been. Anyone who's seen my series in the past, anyone who's played the game knows that there are some issues when it comes to balance on giving time gaps with the AI with this game. It just doesn't always get it right. A little too frequently, in my opinion, it gets it wrong. Now, of course, the more common place that we see that mistake where time gaps aren't given is on sprint stages. You could see massive splits late in a stage, and then everybody ends up on the same time, outside of a couple riders that were a bit further back. But that's on sprint stages. Now, mountain stages, time gaps seem to always be given. That's frequent. Even when you have riders like a quarter of a bike length off the back of somebody else, there's a time gap between them. But on the punchy stages, most of the time, we'll see those time gaps, but not always. And you'll see some groups where riders are just hanging off the back, 2, 3 bike lengths back, given the same time as everybody else around them. That is not uncommon. But again, what is uncommon is where we see these scenarios of massive gaps that were established way before the finish line, and then no time gap given. So not only did our front 21 riders not gain an advantage over their chasers, I wasn't surprised at the 6 that were following them. So the first 27 riders, because those guys were pretty close. The 6 were just dying and spread out, and they were a good 40 seconds down before the last of those crossed the line. But then it was a minute 35, almost a minute 40, so a full minute between the 27th rider and the 28th rider. A full minute gap between those two. Over a minute and a half from the front rider, Gourmet, till that 28th rider. That's a massive gap, and that gap was established well before the finish line on the climbs. No doubt about it. Not only did that chase group starting at 28th get same time, but all the way down to riders that were nearly 6 minutes behind placed in 100th. Yeah. Because that chase group only had 30 riders in it. So another 30 riders, the next chase group, was given same time. So now we still have 100 riders in contention, with 70 of those getting a massive gift from the AI, meaning we ended up gaining nothing on that stage when actually, which was what I expected, I suppose, going into it. But outcome-wise, clearly things should have gone a little differently. Well, anyway, we are set up now with a lot of fatigue. Martin Guerrero on a +5 today. We're definitely going to use him to lead out Berlikov through that climb, as we have a lot of fatigue. Roman and Jurcevic, I think we're going to have to go with neither one is much of a climber. We're going to have to go with Roman. Luco's on a -2, unfortunately. Gonzalez Albiel's already done, but Luco is near the front. 10K to go to the top of this upcoming climb, and we're going to start squeezing our way forward. Can we get a move on? Yes. Okay, that is just enough to ease us forward. breakaway's already been caught, so this is it. 134 riders. That's for that sprint point. I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to contest that. I'm not a sprinter. We're not going to win that way. Okay. Easing into the climb now. 7.5K to go. Jurcevic, Roman are still way back here. Gonzalez Albiol also way back here. That's not good as we go forward, because now you can see that I actually only have 3 riders near the front, and Luco is already toast. How are we doing on these guys? They need to keep pushing at a higher tempo. Jurcevic go at an 89. Martin Guerrero. Let's just follow. These guys are they doing anything? All right. We'll try to keep an eye here in between. Jurcevic, push a little harder, buddy. 5K to go to the summit, and we're seeing that acceleration. Roman's lost the wheel a little bit, but he's just behind us. Martin Guerrero still in a decent spot here with 3.5K to go to the top, but I may not get the support. Jurcevic is close. Roman's done, and Jurcevic is done, so never mind. You sit on, do what you can. You sit on, do what you can. And we have to ride for these two. 2.8K. Let's just go ahead and gel up for both. Okay, it's 2 riders. Let's think more about responding today than attacking, as Berlikov is a little bit tired. He's only on that +1. Our draw that was so excellent the other day. Not today. Not today. We do pick up a negative draw today, where previously we had a positive draw, so I think it kind of balanced out over the last 2 days. Berlikov's fine. We're approaching the top. Oh, we split the field. We split the field. Can we keep a gap? Martin Guerrero, keep working. Berlikov can just about keep up with you. Okay, the descent is going to make this possible. There's only 21, 22 chasing. 3K to go to the bottom. Martin Guerrero, 99. Nope, 24 riders. That's okay. That's okay. If it actually gives us some sort of advantage again. Martin Guerrero in the sprint mode. Berlikov in the sprint. Can they sprint for the line? Can we get a top 3 anyway? Martin Guerrero looks like he's there. He does get 3rd. Stuyven takes the stage. Covey 2nd. Martin Guerrero grabs 4 seconds. That's good. That's going to put him in the lead overall. Berlikov grabbed 6th again. Back-to-back stages in 6th place. Splits were there. Will splits be given? Based on what just happened, I'm thinking probably no, but they should be. Well, it was a little better this time. 53rd. So just behind Jurcevic. We get a gap at 1:22, so that does knock off a group of riders from contention. This time things were much smaller, much tighter. Martin Guerrero moves into the race lead, taking it away from Berlikov. That's okay. 2 good climbers for us in a 1-2 situation, and then Guerrero knocks Vermont for Ducanic. Again, we had that team time trial, so they have 3 riders left in contention. Bike exchange. The next best placed with 4 riders still in contention. Trek down to just 1. It's Stuyven. And then Lutsenko, who lost 3 seconds in the team time trials. So actually the best rider that they have. Lost time. Not good management there by the team. Carr, the only one for EF. Grupama has 3 riders. And then we see our first drop off in Jurcevic, who's 21 seconds down. Team time trial. He lost some time. Okay, that's why he's off the back. There's the rest of the Trek riders at 28 seconds. Ineos riders now at 39 seconds. That's good. Martinez is here. Dunbar, got to watch out for those guys. And gaps really start to open up over a minute now, with about 37 riders left in contention for this race. So our positioning looking pretty dang good as we prepare for 3 mountain stages to come here at the Tour de Suisse. Short one today, but again, still getting caught up on things, and my time is soon. But with 3 volleyball games and 3 to 4 practices every week, and a business to maintain, fences that have been installing, I lost a nice chunk of finger, not the middle one, this one, ring finger. working on the fence yesterday. So, good times, good times. Got a weekend ahead of me. Let's see what I can get done. Of course, you're seeing this on Monday, but I'm recording this one Friday. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.